So what we have discussed in the last session, right? See here we are taking that we executed some of the examples in the array. Some of the examples we executed. Suppose I'm taking one array. It's very simple. Integer ARR equals to giving the values 5, 2, 9, 8, 7, 6, 4. I'm taking some values like this one. Now the questions are very easy questions, and everyone thinking that most of the toughest questions. Let me explain very easily. Questions are, first one, display even numbers in the array. Next one, display multiplication table for each number in the array. Display or find factorial for each number in the array. Next one, display prime numbers in the array. Okay, like this. Everyone thinking that these questions are very difficult, but very easy. See. Suppose here I'm taking that for each loop I am writing. Yesterday we discussed that for each loop easy, colon, ARR, and inside from this array, element by element will come and store into this n. First 5 will store into this n. Next 2 will store into this n. Next 8 will store into this n. Next 7 will store into this n. Next 6 will store into this n. Next 4 will store into this n. I'm just printing. System.out.println n. It's easy. N. It's easy. So when you run the code, you will get the output. Okay. Now the question is, first question. Display even numbers in the array. Display even numbers in the array. That is. See here, checking this number is even number or not. How simple? If the number is divisible with 2 equal to 0, then it is n. It is n. It is even. Just compile it and run it. Look at this 2, 8, 6, 4. 2, 8, 6, 4. So from this array, collecting each number into n and checking that number is even number or not. Okay. Please do this one. Quickly do this one. Simple questions. So else not required. Please don't write else. It's very simple. See, we are just printing only even numbers in the array. Only even numbers. So odd numbers no need to specify. Like that we are asking. See, the 3 simple questions I'll explain. The 3 simple questions. If it is printing the even numbers, If they ask to count the number of, count even numbers, then how to write the code? Here, I'm taking this array, just any number, 5, 3, any number we are taking. Okay. Now, First one we already discussed, that display even numbers, repeating the loop for array, element by element we are collecting, element by element, and checking that if the number is even number, if it is divisible, then print system.out.print, system.out.println, it's en. System.out.println, we are printing the n value. Sir, suppose I don't want to print, I just want to count how many even numbers are there. I'm declaring the variable int count is equal to 0. Outside, just to declare the variable count. Inside that, don't print, just increase the count value, and outside that print count, just count. So how many even numbers are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 times it will increase. So count will display. Sir, I don't want to print the count. I just want to print sum of even numbers, sum. Then simply sum is equals to sum plus I. Find the sum and we are printing. The questions are simple. The concept is almost same. So what is that? How much? This much. Program is the same. But from concept to concept, what you are doing is a changing. Here just printing. Here counting. And here finding the sum. Okay. Please do all these three and check the output, please. Everyone, please check this. Everyone, please try. The simple questions. When you try, so you will understand the things easily. Because today, all questions one by one we will complete. Easy cases. Logical thinking, very, very important, remember. Right. So hope you have written. If you use object of arrays, see, so one thing remember. We can use object of arrays, no issues. But clearly they mention, array means is a static, is a fixed size, fixed. But we never work with array of objects. Why the reason? Simple. Objects means representing a record. Record means maybe an account holder, okay, maybe an employee, a customer, a product, or a student, anything. But see, whenever you are working with objects means definitely we are working with either file system or database. And it is impossible to tell how many objects you are going to process. We don't know the number. So we never use objects, arrays to store objects. We never use. That's why they introduced the concept called collections. That is, so a collection of objects, even though you can store into array, there is no real-time example. Nowhere we are using in real time. Everywhere we are using with collections only. So if you continue with the collections, so then we can discuss how to store collection of objects and how can you process. How can we process different queries with the collection objects? We can do it. Okay. That is. And now here display the multiplication table of each number in the given array. Same thing I'm taking. The number. Sir, how can we display the multiplication table? First, let me write one message. System.out.println. The table number is n. Nothing but table number 5, table number 2, table number 8. Like that, it will display. After that, followed by, I just want to display those tables. How can we display the tables? Table means 10 times we have to repeat, we know. Or we just repeat 10 times. I equals to 1, I less than or equals to 10, I plus plus. 10 times we are repeating. 1 to 10 times. And printing every time. System.out.println. Table number. Just concatenation. With I'll explain. I with n is multiplied with I. So what is this? Let me explain more clearly. Suppose first value is, the first value is, n value is of 5. The table number 5. How many times you are repeating? 10 times. So fifth table printing 5 is multiplied with I value 1 equals to 5. Equals to 5. Next one 5 is multiplied with 2 equals to 10. Equals to 10. 5 is multiplied with 3 equals to 15. Equals to 15. Like this 10 times it will display. 10 times. This is how we are displaying. Just executing the code. Look at this. All tables which are present in the array, for everything it is printing the table. 8th table, 7th table, 6th table, all tables printing. Please do this. Execute the code, everyone. Hope it is working, right? Yes. Now in the same way, I just want to find the factorial for each number in the array. We never change all these things. Just here simply I am creating the fact. Finding the factorial, I am declaring the variable fact equals to 1. Because finding the factorial. If it is 5, either 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 into 5 or 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. We can go with any option, right? So, if 5, we should not repeat 10 times. We should repeat 5 times, that is n. If it is 2, we should repeat only 2 times. If it is 8, we should repeat 8 times. So n times only we should repeat n. So every time we are just multiplying fact is equals to fact into I. Once calculation completed, I'm just printing that n factorial is n factorial is that fact we are printing. Look at this, how this code gets executed. Let me explain more clearly. First, 5 will come and store into n. 5 times you are repeating and every time we are finding the fact. 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 into 5. 120 you will get. So once it is completed for loop, it will come out and is printing that 5. That 5 factorial is 120. After that, it will go to here, 2. Then 2 factorial. Every number factorial, simply it will display like this. Okay? Each number factorial printing. Do this. Easy thing. Yes. So do you know, so what is prime number? The number which is having 2 factors. The number which is having 2 factors is called prime. So in the same way, you please try that prime number also. Now I'll explain one more thing. What is that? Find the smallest element and find the largest element in the array. Okay. First I'll explain the concept and you please try. Suppose, consider the first element is a smallest element in the array. Smallest element. So what is that? 5. 5 is the smallest element in the array. 5. Okay. Then what you will do, just repeat the loop. Already you considered first element is a element now. So you just consider from the first location to last location. First to last. If you consider, suppose whenever you find the index element is lesser than the smallest element. Index element 3 is lesser than the smallest element. Store that element here. Now again, just find that 8 is a smaller than 3. No. Yes, 2 is a smaller than 3. Then store this 2 in place of 3. In place of 3. Like this. Next, 9 is a smaller than 2. No. 5 is a smaller. No. 3 is a smaller. No. Yes, 1 is a smaller. Then store that 1 into this 1. Okay. You just try this. First consider the smallest element is a first element. Then compare with the remaining elements in the array. Everyone please. Right. So now we are finding in a single loop. Let me explain. In a single loop, how can you find smallest and biggest? Int small is equal to ARR of 0. As well as int big is equal to ARR of 0 in a single loop. I am repeating the for loop. Index starts with 1, less than or equals to the length minus 1, I plus plus. Checking that if index element is less than small, store that index into small. Checking that first 5 we are considering as a small. If you consider ARR of I, nothing but index 2, because starting with 1, if 2 is less than 5, store that 2 into this small. In the same way, if ARR of I is greater than big, then store that into big ARR of I. In single loop, we are writing everything. So we are printing the smallest element as well as we are displaying the biggest element also. Smallest element is 1, biggest element is 8. Do this everyone. Complete. Yes, nice. Very good, those who completed. Hope you did this. See what we have completed today. Hope you understood everything. Tomorrow, some more complex examples we will discuss on this. Okay, na? Practice all these things perfectly. Tomorrow, swapping, searching, sorting, these type of concepts I'll explain. You can leave. Thank you.